Challenges to Macropay's scam prevention technology. Online payment frauds have been rampant. Around 38% of online merchants lose at least 6% of their revenue to such fraud. While the payment gateways bring much protection against payment fraud, there are still shortcomings. This review of Macropay on payment scams will elaborate on challenges that online payment gateway providers face. There are many ways scammers pull off payment frauds. Some are rash, but most are designed strategically and implemented to siphon off the most money without detection. Fraudsters are also very innovative. They always remain ahead of payment technology providers that constantly add security layers to their infrastructure. Here are some of the challenges online payment gateways are facing while trying to tackle scams. Added verification to process payments. Payment gateways are adding extra verification fields to process online payments. In addition to the necessary card information, payment gateways are now also seeking information on addresses and zip codes. These verifications specifically try to tackle card not present fraud. However, these added verification methods are not rock solid, and scammers often bypass them with authentic-looking information. Payer authentication, 3D secure PIN. Payment gateways are now adding this extra layer of verification to process payments. It's an authentication PIN that consumers can create and use in the final payment step. It's an excellent way to avoid chargeback fraud. However, the downside is it adds an extra step to the payment processing step. Further, the consumer devices cannot store the PIN due to security reasons. Device identification. Some payment processors even identify the returning consumer's computers or mobile from which they use. They cross-check the browser details and internet protocol to determine the location. Though a fraudster can use stolen payment credentials, it's hard to mimic the same computing device from the same location. Payment gateways often send the consumer an alert if a new device or location is being used to make any payment, and in some cases directly reject the payment. However, this method usually limits consumers from using outside devices for payments and is a problem for frequent travelers. Flagging large and frequent transactions. Fraudsters usually try to use the stolen credit card credentials as much as they can before it's blocked, so Payment Gateway often flags unusually large and too frequent transactions on cards. However, this often blocks some of the genuine, albeit unusual, transactions made by the cardholder. Risk scoring. Many payment gateways use risk scoring tools to detect payment fraud. These tools use statistical models to score every transaction based on several rules and regulations and predict the chances of a transaction being fraudulent. These tools are slowly becoming popular but still have shortcomings. Also, they can raise the payment processing cost as well. Macropay, a payment gateway offering security. Macropay offers a payment gateway among other services to online merchants. They constantly update their technologies for better protection against payment frauds and scams. Despite facing the usual technology and design limitations, their tech team continues to strengthen the Macropay gateway with client and consumer protection in mind. To learn more about Macropay, their offerings and their team, visit www.macropay.net and get in touch with their payment experts through support@macropay.net.